doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So one thing you always want to watch too. Turn that.
Good.
Maybe like the skin that she did she didn't like that cut at first. She's like, man, I don't know, I couldn't skate on now.
Yeah. Wow. She gets into this like weird like skating stride that like it's just like I can't yell at her. Either skate or like what do you like?
She felt like I don't know, she was like trying to get used to the feel or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
The best time to do it is like right before yeah, you're gonna have to tilt just a little bit down.
I like to make it so I can go in and out of the too. So yeah.
Cool.
All right, man, go get them. doing the one camera, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Philip was talking. Assuming Kelly's doing
I think so. Yeah, I don't know where she's at. But,
if I see her available if need be.
all right,
I'd rather not.
you the man.
Good luck.
What's up, buddy? How are you, man?
How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Getting the positions.
I know. I'm trying to decide how to turn the camera over here.
How's it?
Good, good.
When did you guys get up last night?
Actually, it's really a bad one.
Yeah. Yeah, you went to a good little spot.
Yeah, really good.
Well, I can hit that up.
Yeah, really, really. Hey, way too much.
Your eyes are bigger than your stomach on that one.
Yeah, did Ben tell you about it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, that sounds really good. Well, we'll see. We'll have a good little schedule here now. That's great. Yeah. Yeah, she's glad to do that.
I could have came with something, but this is
You can share in this one.
all right, buddy.
I'm back. Hopefully, I know. Jackets fans, about a minute left on the clock here before we start game one against the Windsor Wildcats out of Windsor, Ontario. I had all kinds of like fun things to tell you about our competition coming up this week, but with the 11th hour changes to the schedule, I could probably barely tell you the names of our opponents now, much less anything about them as teams. But Windsor Wildcats going to lead us off here. Should be a really, really evenly matched game. Both teams are tracking about even thus far through the season. Jackets ready to rumble here in Detroit. Looks like we've got Mary Shorman back here in goal for us. Juliet Dar to take our face off, along with Capri Sullivan. And is it Addie Elsgaard? Yep, Addie Elsgaard. May Dowse and Delaney and Gutschall back on defense. Puck's down. Dowse getting it out of the Jacket zone quickly, and it's going to slide down into Wildcat territory. Sullivan on the hard forecheck. Jackets trying to pin this in, almost able to pin it, and they are actually able to keep that one in there, but Wildcats trying to regroup. Olsgaard with a nice attack there, trying to get it to the middle to Sullivan. Puck still loose. Shot by Gutschall, deflected by the goaltender. Goaltender loses an edge there, and we're going to get a whistle as I think she knocked the net off, but Jackets got some quick offensive pressure there. 14:26 to go now in the first. So, gonna have Flaherty out here to take the face-off. Svensson as her wing. Puck goes down, picked up by the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to take it around the back of their net. Flaherty makes contact, gets a puck separated, but Wildcats are gonna pick it back up, get it up to the defenseman. Volgasang just taps it back down. Wildcats trying to clear this up. Lakorchuk meets her at the line, but Wildcats able to get that out. Goes back to Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to get herself some space, trying to flip that one up to Svensson. Svensson able to pop that one free from the zone, but goes back to the defenders of the Wildcats. Wildcats regrouping to the opposite side of the ice, send that one in deep. Going to be stuck behind the back of the net. Lakorchuk going around to pick that up. Wildcats trying to send one to the front, back to the blue line, shot, deflected, puck still loose, going to be picked up by Vogelsang now. Vogelsang's got a lane for herself. She's going to take that one down across the blue line. She's got Svensson in the middle, working her way into the corner, trying to get that puck in, but she's going to pop that one up over the top of the net. Myers dropping low on the boards, gets a shot, but it gets deflected as she shoots. Ori able to keep that in right there at the blue line, and now it's going to be McInhill on the chase. McInhill makes some contact at the boards there, and puck's going to slide behind the net. Trying to get it out, but it goes right to the stick of Mullet. Mullet had a nice opportunity there with Thomas. Can't quite get that one to go, and Wildcats still trying to clear this out of their zone, and Wildcats are going to toss that one the length for an icing call to get the whistle, and we'll get another offensive zone faceoff. 13:07 to go here in the first. Jackets with Ori to take the face-off. McInhill to take the face-off. Ori and Thomas are wings. Gutschall and Dowse back on D. Puck goes down. Thomas picks it up. Shot. Deflected as she hit, I think, and that goes wide of the net, but puck is still loose, and the net is off, and we're going to not have a whistle as the net is way, way off. And there it is. So, goaltender, second time she's knocked the net off. Doesn't look like it is very securely in there, so could be a continuing issue through this game. So Jacket's going to take the opportunity, though, to change up their forward line. Dar, Olsgaard, Sullivan out there. Gutschall and Dowse back on D. Puck goes down. Sullivan trying to get it back to the defenseman. Gutschall then going to chop it into the boards. Shot by Olsgaard, deflected and goes over the top of the net. Comes back up to the Gutschall side. That one's going to sneak through, but Dowse is going to have a lead on it. Dowse is going to get to the puck first behind the back of the Jackets net. Trying to get a stick on that and get it up to Sullivan, but Wildcats going to come away with it off the boards. But Jackets, though, able to clear that out with Sullivan. Sullivan's got Olsgaard with her. Sullivan's going to put it on the Jets and try to take this one down herself. Gets it over to Olsgaard. Oh, can't quite complete that. And Olsgaard going to try to tip that back to the defenseman coming in off the bench. Jackets just trying to muscle that one into the zone. Sullivan again trying to pick that up and get it over toward the middle. Wildcats going to send that one over to the opposite side, though. And Wildcats now going to stick this one all the way through, and we're going to get another icing call and come back in for another offensive zone face-off. 12 minutes even to go. 15-minute periods here in Detroit. And we will be getting an ice cut between the second and the third, I believe, is what I heard. Flaherty, Svensson, and Clark out here. Lakorchuk and Volgasang. Puck goes down. Wildcats trying to clear this out. They're going to make it through, but the puck does not come with as it exits the play and goes into the Wildcat bench. So we'll get a repeat on that. Looks like we're going to come out into the neutral ice territory for this one. Jackets changing their defenders. Got Myers and Mullet out here now. Puck goes down. Clark trying to play this one forward. Stuck at the blue line. Wildcats pick it up, trying to play that out, but Flaherty gets in the way. Jackets just trying to get this one through. Wildcats going to come through and going to be offside. So another quick whistle. Puck goes down. Flaherty trying to get this one up the boards. Comes back to the defenders of the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to send it over to the opposite side, and it's going to be Meyer now to pick that up. Meyer in her own zone, trying to get this one up to Svensson. Svensson trying to get a stick on it, just still trying to muscle that out, and she is going to get it out, and we're going to get an offsides as Wildcats sent that one back in a little too quick. If you feel like you're missing a couple players this game, you are. Jackets with a little bit of bad luck this week. Down 2 girls for this tournament after a couple of broken arms in practice in maybe last week's game. So Sophie LaRoche and Ellie Kohlhaas both not dressed for this one. Puck down. Douse playing that one forward. She gets it up to Ori. Ori has Thomas in the middle. Tries to send one toward the net. Gets deflected. And we're going to get a cover by the Wildcats goaltender. 11:05 now. Jackets yet to take an offensive zone faceoff. Defensive zone faceoff this game. So good pressure so far. Puck's down. Wildcats trying to get this one clear. Catches it on the boards, trying to shovel it up. Gets caught. McEnhill picks it up, trying to get this one. Can't quite get it onto the forehand. Wildcats trying to play this one back. Douse into the sideboards, but nice pass there by the Wildcats, but intercepted by Thomas. Thomas now going to try to take that down. She had 2 on her, and Wildcats dispossessed, and Wildcats trying to take that one back the opposite way. Jackets make contact at the blue line. Lakorchik trying to get that one free along with Dar. Dar sends it over to Vogelsang. Wildcats going to pick it back up on the midboards. Scooped out by Sullivan, though. Sullivan gets it up to Dar. Dar trying to get that one over to Ori, I think, but Ori was exiting. And now Wildcat pass intercepted by Sullivan. Sullivan trying to make a move. Gets it up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard can't quite control it, and now it's going to be Wildcats trying to come back the opposite way. Great defense by Vogelsang to dispossess, and Lakorchik going to send it up to Dar. And Jackets back into the offensive territory. Olsgaard now on the sideboards again, trying to get this one to the middle. Comes back to Vogelsang. Vogelsang looking for an option, but that gets poke-checked out. And now it's Lakorchik with it. Lakorchik trying to turn it around, and she sends a backhand up to Olsgaard. Comes back to Lakorchik, and now it is up to Olsgaard, and Olsgaard's going to put on the jet. She's got Sullivan and Dar with her. Gets it over to Dar. Dar trying to get it back to Sullivan. Can't quite connect on that triple pass there. But Olsgaard back to pick it up, waiting for the defenders to get in. Tries to drop it to Mullet. A little miscommunication. And now Wildcats got a 3-on-3 press here. Hard contact there with Mullet. And it looks like we will get a boarding call there. As I heard the contact. Didn't really see it, but we'll see. So Jacket's going to have to kill off a minute and a half here as Mullet goes to the box. They're going to have Ori, McInhill, Gutschall, and Douse out as your initial PKers. 9:22 to go here in the first. And just as I said it, this will be the first defensive zone faceoff. Quick shot goes to the front of the net, and now Wildcats trying to keep this one in. Gutschall trying to get it up, gets it to the blue liner. Blue liner just chucks it back in. Comes back to McInhill. McInhill trying to pop this one free. Makes some contact with the defender, and now it's Dallas trying to get it out, and it will be poked free by Ori. Ori going to try to go on the forecheck here. She loses at the blue line. McInhill now going to try to chip this one in, keep it free, and she will. She'll get that one to just dribble into the zone, and 2 forwards going to change. If Clark trying to forecheck on this one, keep this puck free. And Jackets doing a nice job at this PK so far as Wildcats trying to regroup. Wildcats now will come into the zone. Send one toward the net, goes behind. Going to be picked up by Gutschall. Gutschall sends it over to Douse. Douse getting it up to the Clark side. Gets caught at the blue line by the Wildcats, but Douse there again to try to pick this up. Clark now gets a stick on it, but Jackets kind of losing a bit of steam here. Douse with it tied in the corner. Clark coming in. And a bouncing puck awkwardly goes into the side net, but Shorman had a firm lock on that edge, and she will get a quick cover on it. So only 20 seconds remaining now on this penalty kill. 8:13 in the first period. Still scoreless here in Detroit. Puck goes down to Dar. Quick shot gets deflected, doesn't quite make it to the net. Another quick shot, and they score. I'm not sure how that one went. It's just kind of snuck in underneath there, and they're going to wave it off. They're waving it off. They're saying it was kicked into the net, and we will.
The goalie kicked it in.
We'll get it. With no replay at 14U, so no goal. And we have got 14 seconds left. Puck down, going to slide to the side of the net. Picked up by Vogelsang, and Vogelsang sends it around, or Lekorkic sends it back to Vogelsang. Now it's going to be picked up by Dar. Dar's going to send that one dribbling down the ice. Not going to be, is going to be an icing call. First he waved it off, but he's going to put it back up. So that will kill the penalty, though. And Jackets will come back in here to the defensive zone for this face-off, but we'll be back to full strength. 7:47 to go. Puck goes down to Dar. Jackets trying to dig it up. Vogelsang's going to come away with it, trying to send this one up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard with a nice pop out to Dar. Dar and Sullivan are going to be off to the races. A lot of traffic in there. Sullivan trying to pick that one back up, but it's going to be Wildcats who dispossess. Wildcats now going to try to clear this out of the zone. Myers off the bench, able to corral this in Jackets territory. She puts the brakes on, trying to get this one free. Sends it up to Sullivan. Sullivan up to Dar now. And Dar out and across the red line. Dar with it out in front of her. Pops it off the stick, and we will get a penalty on the, we're going to, yep, I saw it. Get a penalty on the Wildcats, number 39, for a high sticking call. So now trade and power plays back and forth here. Jackets will get their own man advantage. Dar, Sullivan, Douse, Vogelsang, and McInhill out here for this initial face-off. Goes down. Vogelsang sends it back to Douse. Vogelsang still trying to pop this one free, and Wildcats are going to get this one all the way out. Douse is going to have to turn on the Jets. Douse gets there first, making it look easy as Wildcats going for the shorty here, and now Jackets trying to reestablish some pressure. Puck still down in defensive territory. Going to be Sullivan trying to get this one up to Vogelsang, but it is going to go the length, and Jackets are going to ice it. And that'll come down back into the defensive zone for the Jackets. .56 seconds left on the man advantage. Gonna have Flaherty, Svensson, and Ori, along with Gutschall and Myers out here. Puck goes down. Flaherty trying to get that one over, but dangerous. And Wildcats almost come away with it. Svensson gets it over to Ori. Ori back to Svensson. Svensson enters the zone, looking for an angle. She hits the brakes, gets it back to Myers. Myers trying to get it into Flaherty. Flaherty gets it over to Ori. Ori with gets it into Myers. Oh, I don't know how how it didn't go, as that one was just sitting there. Jackets with a nice offensive pressure, though. Still pressuring Svensson. Now back to Ori. Ori gets it back to Gutschall. Gutschall looking for the shot, gets it in low. Deflected, but goes wide to the net. And now Wildcats are going to pick that one back up, trying to ice this one down the length, and that will be an icing and come back into the offensive zone, but only 14 seconds left here on this power play for the Jackets. 5:58 to go in the first period. Still scoreless. Puck down to Flaherty. She whacks it hard to the sideboards. Vogelsang going to pick it up, skate it down deeper, and trying to get this one into the middle. Vogelsang still trying to fight for this, and now Wildcats are going to have it free. Wildcats going to be first to the puck. Flaherty trying to make a move. Got that one to the front, but can't quite connect on it, and now it's going to be onto the stick of Ori. Ori comes out, sends it up to Svensson. Svensson going to take a shot, goes right into the body as Jackets are on the change. But Wildcats can't get it out with speed, and now it's going to be sent deep into the zone. Picked up again by Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to get that one up to Olsgaard. Gets it out to center ice, but Wildcats on the quick turnaround. Wildcats trying to create some pressure. Get it up to the point person. Dangerous pass, but Sullivan with a nice stick check there to get that one off. And now puck's going to slide out. D-to-D pass, and that one is going to come to the stick of Olsgaard, but it's going to slide all the way down behind the Jackets net. Olsgaard gets it up to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to chip that into the middle for Dar, but picked up by Wildcats and sent in deep again. Mullet now behind the net trying to get contact with this. Now it's onto the stick of Sullivan. Sullivan that time gets it out to Olsgaard, and Olsgaard now going to be off to the races down here. Olsgaard one man to beat, and gets a poke checked off. Olsgaard sends it back to Mullet. Mullet over to Dar. Dar trying to get it up to Sullivan, but that is intercepted, and now trying to get it back the other way. Ori now picking it up. She sends it up to Dar, a little bit long, and now cleared out by the Wildcats. Quick shot and cover by Shorman. 4:07 now. McEnhill going to take our face-off. Thomas and Ori out with her, along with Vogelsang and Lakorchik. Puck goes down, picked up by Wildcats. They send it back to the blue liner. Thomas trying to pressure. They able to chip it back down into the corner, though. Comes back up to the stick of Thomas, and Jackets able to clear that out, and it's going to be Ori. Ori's got a one-on-one situation. She's got two chasing her, though. Ori trying to get this one toward the front. This is possession. Got it to Cam. Trying to get it to Cam. Goes right into the back leg of the goaltender, though, and we'll get a cover. So 3:45 to play now. Puck goes down. Psych. He tricked everybody. Puck didn't go down. Puck goes down. Goes over to the Wildcats defender. She sends that one horseshoeing around the boards quickly. Gutschall able to keep it at the blue line. Svensson trying to go for it, but Wildcats send that one to the opposite side, and they're going to be able to pop this one free. Flaherty back to try to collect this, and Flaherty going to grab that in front of the net. There we go. And send that one up to Clark. But can't quite clear the zone, as that one's going to get sent back in the opposite way. Jackets both off the front of the net. Ooh, goodness. Gutschall trying to get that one clear, but Wildcats making a charge, and now it's going to be up to Clark. Clark trying to get that one over to Svensson, but Wildcats send it back the other way, but still had a lingerer in the zone, and there'll be an offsides call on that. So Jackets 2:58 2:58. Puck goes down. Sullivan sends it over to Meyer. Meyer looking for an option. Sends it back up to Sullivan. Gets to the stick of the defender, though, and now it's going to be Dar. Dar trying to spread the ice to Olsgaard. That one's intercepted, and now three-man press for the Wildcats. Wildcats getting into the corner, send it up to the top of the circle, send a shot in, but that one goes wide, and now it's going to be onto the opposite boards. Olsgaard trying to make contact there, and it's going to be Mullet now behind the net. She picks it up, gets it up to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to pop that one out to Dar. Dar gets it free from the zone, and now she leaves that one for Sullivan. Sullivan now going to try to muscle this one in, but loses it off the edge of the stick, and Wildcat's going to try to take it back the other way. Gets caught in the referee. Puck is still down here. Jackets trying to change some out as Wildcats going to try to clear this free. Wildcats able to get it out, but Ori picks it up there, trying to hold it at the blue line. Ori's got it, and she's going to just chuck it into the corner. Lekorchik and Vogelsang are back on the blue line for us as we change the other two forwards. Vogelsang now going to pick that one up. Turning the direction, trying to get that one free. And we're going to get a hand pass, I guess. So, hand pass on somebody. Well, puck goes down. Tied up underneath there, and it's going to be the Wildcats getting it into the zone. Vogelsang trying to clear that out, along with Thomas. Puck still caught there at the blue line. Bouncing puck is still in the Jackets' territory. Lekorchik trying to clear it out as well. Wildcats come away with it, get it to the front, but can't quite connect, and that one is going to come free from the zone. 1:07 remaining in this period. Nice forecheck there by Thomas, and now Ori plays it into the zone, but Wildcats able to collect, and now Wildcats with a three-man attack here, trying to get this one up to the middle of the net, gets a shot, goes off to the blocker of Shorman, and now it's going to be on the stick of Clark. Clark trying to play this one out, she does, and Wildcats off the bench coming for it. Flaherty trying to make an attack, and now the Wildcats with almost had a nice chance, good heads-up play by Vogelsang to be able to prevent that. Jackets get this one out. Flaherty coming across. She's got Svensson with her. Flaherty going to try to take a shot. Svensson, oh, she had her right there, back door. Can't quite connect, but it was a good idea. And Wildcats get this one out of the zone. Going to be picked up by Dowse. Dowse looking for her options. She gets this one up to Clark, and it's going to slide out of the zone. Flaherty makes contact right at the blue line. Clark and Dowse in there to try to help out. 4 seconds remaining, and that looks like it'll do it for the period. And that is time expired for period number 1. So 15 minutes in the book, and we are still scoreless here in Detroit. Car blanket. 60 seconds and we're back for period number 2 here. Same five as the start of the first period. Dar, Olsgaard, and Sullivan. Puck goes down. It's going to be picked up by Wildcats, and Wildcats going to get into the zone, beat a defender, and now Dar able to get that into the corner and not without a penalty. And we will be on the PK here as Dar is going for hooking. And just like that, 11 seconds in, Jackets are going to be one man down. Gutschall and Douse out there along with Ori and McInhill. Puck goes down, comes down to Douse. Douse is trying to get this one up to McInhill. Wildcats trying to get this one to the front. Picked up by Douse. Douse sends it over to the Ori side. Jackets still trying to stay in that box position. Gutschall gets it over to Douse. Douse trying to get this one to McInhill. That one comes to the middle of the net, but Douse picks it up, and she's going to send that one to the weak side, but not quite enough to clear this zone. Ori now with the puck, trying to get this one out. Jackets just got to ice it, honestly. Puck is still loose. Lots of chucking at it. And McInhill able to get this one clear from the zone. She's got that pinned on there. And Wildcats going to spread the ice and try to get this one in, but Jackets clear it out again, and that'll be an offsides call. 14:03 to go. Not a penalty on the board, so hard to tell how much time is left in it. Well, I know how much time is left in it. It started at 14:49. If anybody wants my information, I've got so 45 seconds expired, half the penalty gone. Puck goes back into the Jacket zone. Volgasing and Lakorchek now are your defenders. Flaherty and Clark out here. Puck comes down. Flaherty trying to muscle this one through, but picked up again by Wildcats. Wildcats shot, and glove save by Shorman, and we'll get a whistle here. 13:46. A minute, 3 seconds gone from the penalty. If anyone's counting, because the board isn't. Puck goes down into the corner. It's sent around to behind the net. Vogelsang there to corral it. She sends this one up the boards, trying to just clear that out, but caught by Wildcats. Now it's going to be on the stick of Lakorchek. Lakorchek now trying to play this one out again. Clark on the forecheck trying to just punch it, but Wildcats get that one back in. Lakorchek again with the puck. Gets it swiped off the stick, and now it goes to the front of the net, but Flaherty there to pick it up. Flaherty going to try to send this one out. And Jackets back to full strength. And Jackets going to send this one down the ice. Not enough to ice it. Wildcats collected in their own zone. Dar on the forecheck. But Wildcats able to have a long stretch pass there. And they're going to enter the zone. Vogelsang with pressures. Shorman gets one right into the blockers and sends that one aside. And now it's going to be up the side of Sullivan. Sullivan trying to get this one through. But Wildcats with a nice keep there at the blue line. Volgasang again behind the net. She gets that up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard trying to just able to chip it right past her defender. Sullivan going in on the attack, and Olsgaard able to bring that in, but she's going to get kind of pushed off the puck. Sends one to the front. Puck loose, and nice attempt there by Olsgaard as she was getting pushed to just kind of sweep at the puck and put it toward the front of the net, but Jackets can't quite bury it, and we will get a whistle. 12:31 to play. Puck down, gets sent into the corner. Wildcats pick it up, send a D-to-D pass behind their own net. And now it's going to be Wildcats breaking out with speed. Two across the middle. Nicely defended there by Mullet. Gets it right into the corner. And now it's going to be Dar and Olsgaard there circling, trying to get this one to pop free. Wildcats get it out, get it to the point person. She's trying to corral it. Gets a stick on it, but not a lot of aim, and sends that one behind the net. Myers behind the net trying to pop this one out. Gets it up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard can't quite scoop it off the wall, and now sent all the way to the opposite side by the blue liner of the Wildcats. Wildcats again keeping it at this blue line. Jackets were trying to flee the zone quickly, but luckily Mullet was there to stay in home. Jackets could really just use an icing at this moment, if we're being quite honest. Sullivan now trying to get this one out. Still stuck at the blue line, though. And now it will be sent the length by Myers. And Jackets will get the line changed. $11-16 in the second here. McEnhill to take the face-off, goes over to Wildcats. Wildcats trying to send it up to the point person. Nice attack there by Ori to prevent that hard shot. Jackets able to clear the zone. Wildcats pick it back up, send it back in, and now it's going to go behind the net. Going to be picked up by Gutschall. Gutschall backwards pass to Douse, but can't quite get that one clear. Dangerous puck, and it's going to be Ori. Pick that up. Ori going to get it up to Douse. Douse is going to be on the run now. Douse going to get it past the blue line and just go in chasing. Gutschall and McEnhill back on the blue line here as Douse is down in the mix. And still tied up there in the corner. Ori now trying to come away with it. Ori gets pinned. Wildcats come away with it, and they are going to get that one off the wall and just chuck it past the defender, but not going to be an icing call, as that one, I believe, hit the stick of the defender, and now picks up Wildcats, going to try to exit with speed. The Wildcats get it out of the zone. It's going to be onto the stick of Lekorchik. Lekorchik trying to get this one up, but Wildcats enter the Jackets zone. Now Lekorchik just tapping that one to the side. Flaherty now behind the back of the net. Flaherty trying to get this one free. Gets it up to Clark. Clark was trying to, I think, tap it to the middle. Shot! And no. Changes deflection, but sent aside by Shorman. Puck is still loose. Comes up to Vogelsang. Vogelsang able to chuck that one free, but can't get any controlled pressure on it. And Vogelsang, it's going to be back to the stick of Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to tip that one up to Clark. Another interception here, and now Lekorchik gets that one up to Svensson. Svensson trying to send it forward, but it's going to be Jackets want a dangerous line change. Oh. Puck is still bouncing around here because Wildcats trying to get this one to the middle. Goes to the middle. Jackets trying to clear that out. Jackets just a little bit of a weak stick there. Sullivan now going to try to get across the line with speed, loses possession. And Jackets going to try to keep it. Dar coming away from the wall with it, but can't quite maintain. And now it's going to be Sullivan again trying to pick it up. Dar back pass to Sullivan. Sullivan to the middle. Oh, she had Olsgaard. And now it's going to be the other way for these Wildcats. Nice stick move there by Myers to put the brakes on. Myers gets it up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard's going to turn around. She's got Sullivan and Dar there, but a little miscommunication, and we're going to come back the opposite way. Wildcats were trying to maintain the zone, but nice defensive work there by Mullet and Myers. And now it's going to be Thomas coming across the line, looking for the shot. Can't quite get the right angle. Comes off the wall, and Jackets looking for someone there in the middle. Picks up by Douse. Douse with a shot. Stick side blocker of the goaltender. They come back to the middle of the ice again. Douse trying to get a stick on it. That's going to pop out. Picked up by Mullet. Mullet's going to send it in, and now that is not going to be an icing call. And again, Jackets trying to keep this one in. Hits the stick of Gutschall, but sent out and then sent back in offsides as possibly. And it looks like I was mistaken. So our ice timeout is actually going to go at the exact midpoint of the game, not the after the second period, which seems really, really strange. But I don't make the rules. I just announce them. So we'll be back here in 15 minutes for the second half of the second period and the game. I have not either. That was not 15 minutes, but we are back on the ice. I think they,
In the middle of our game, middle game.
yep. They put the Zamboni in rabbit mode.
Just gonna stop all momentum.
Yep. So let's see if these Jackets can grab some momentum back right out the gate. Ooh. 7:37 to go in this second period. And we'll start off from this dot. Puck goes down, picked up by Windsor. Windsor's D-to-D pass goes wide. Fresh ice is kind of slippery. Comes to Douse. Douse sends it to Gutschall. That's going to slip past her stick too. Gutschall into the corner, sends that one over to Douse. Bouncing puck gets past the stick. I feel like I'm a repeating record here. Now Dar gets it through the skates. Dar beats her defender, gets it to Sullivan. Sullivan's shot goes up above the net. And back behind the net again. Jackets get it to Douse. Douse dancing the blue line. Gets it up to Olsgaard. Olsgaard trying to keep it on the toe of her stick there. Douse again. Bouncing puck, and Douse gets it back to Gutschall. Gutschall over to Sullivan. Puck going to enter the zone. Dar with a nice keep at the blue line gets it down to Sullivan. And we're going to get a penalty here as Olsgaard made some contact with, I think it was Olsgaard? It looked very, very incidental. Running into a player I did not believe was a penalty until now. So Jackets are going to go on a weird penalty kill. I'm not sure. I've never seen that one called that way, but not even in the pros. Jackets with Dar, Sullivan, Vogelsang, and Lekorchik out here. Wildcats get possession. They go down near the bar. Wildcat player. Puck goes to the middle. She gets it free. Shot. Beautiful save by Shorman as Wildcats were able to try to turn that one around real quick. Puck comes to Vogelsang. Vogelsang going to try to play that up the boards, but comes to the blue liner. Blue liner, quick shot, deflected, but Shorman sends it to side. Puck comes to the middle again, still loose. Shorman trying to get a glove over it, and we'll get a whistle. Thank goodness, as Shorman was reading that one all day, and we will have a stoppage here. 1 minute remaining in this penalty. 6:21 remaining in the second period. Jackets send that one down the length quickly, and we'll get a rinse and repeat on that. Wildcats are going to have an injured player on the ice. See if the Jackets can capitalize on that, not to be mean or anything, but puck goes down, comes back to Douse. Douse tries to get it around the back of the net to Gutschall. Gutschall making some contact. And Wildcat's going to try to attack, goes into the skates of Gutschall. And back at the blue line, Ori trying to keep it, and into the middle it goes. Wildcats still loose, and that one goes across the top of the crease. Wildcats get it back to the blue liner. Blue line to blue line pass goes asunder, and that's going to be an opportunity for Ori. Ori's going to come down across the blue line into the Wildcats territory. Just chuck it in there as forwards are going to change. Jackets going to change both defenders, it looks like, and Wildcats come down, but Jackets well positioned. Puck goes to the front of the net and sticked aside by Shorman. Puck again, dangerous, coming toward the front. Defended well by Mullet as she makes contact before that shot goes off. And cleared out now by McInhill. Wildcats forced to try to pick it up. Flaherty going to try to cherry pick from the bench. Flaherty with a nice opportunity there as she was coming in hot. Jackets going to try to pin this down here in the offensive zone now. Back at full strength. Flaherty and Clark both there in the corner, and the Wildcats are going to be able to get this out. Mullet going to get chase. Not going to be an icing call as Shorman comes out to try to flip that one aside. Mullet gets tied up behind the boards, but that's going to be picked up by Myers. Myers gets it over to Sullivan. Sullivan gets it hard out to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to keep that on the stick. Wildcats send it back the other way. Comes to the stick of Mullet. Mullet clearing it back out and comes to Svensson. Svensson going to get it up to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to make a man miss, but kicked away by a Wildcats defender, and Wildcats send it back behind their own net, trying to clear this out. Wildcats get it through and into neutral ice, picked up by Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to clear this one out. She hits the brakes, gets it pinned up against the boards. Wildcats trying to pop it free, and now it's going to be Sullivan again. Sullivan gets that out, but a little bit long for the stick, and now it's going to be back into the Jacket zone. Lekorchik behind the net, trying to get this one clear. Again, to the front. Lekorchik with a nice footwork there. Puck goes loose, bouncing in front of the net, still loose. And wow, as a hard shot came in from the blue line. Sullivan trying to take this one all the way down. Gets it to the front, but no one home, and Jackets on that line change can't quite make that happen, but Jackets gonna regroup here in neutral territory and try to take this one back in. Comes out to the stick of Douse, but we're gonna get an offsides call as that one went a little far. 3:21 to go in this second period. Puck goes down to McInhill, gets it back to Gutschall. Gutschall gonna just chip it into the zone. Ori getting chased along with McInhill. McInhill trying to pin that on the sideboard. She's got Thomas in the middle, but that one's gonna go behind the back of the net. Thomas and McInhill both still fighting for it over there. Slips to the opposite side though, and now gonna try to exit on the Dow side. Goes with a long stretch pass, broken up by Gutschall. Gutschall gonna chuck that one in. Not gonna be an icing, and Jackets are gonna change change four as Wildcats send one long toward the net. And Wildcats get it up to the top of the circle. Shot deflected and it goes high. Mullet now on those boards trying to get this one free along with McInhill. McInhill's going to get it out. She's got Clark. Clark's going to go race it for it. Clark trying to get it past the defender. She shoots. Oh, just wide of the net. Beautiful stick move there by Clark to get that around the defender. And Wildcats able to clear this one out. Picked up by Mullet. Mullet looking for an option here. Picking it to her stick, gets it up to Clark. That one's going to slip past and up to the stick of a Wildcats player. Wildcats again pick it up. Get it over to Myers. Myers, quick pass to Mullet. Mullet trying to get over to Olsgaard, but she's got Sullivan. Sullivan heading for the front of the net, gets it in, defended, and now she's into the corner. Picked up by Olsgaard. Olsgaard gets it up to Mullet. Mullet going to chuck it back down in. And now it's going to be picked up by Dar. Dar looking for Sullivan in the front. Sullivan gets a stick on it. Tied up, though, and now it's going to pop back into the corner. Wildcats trying to get it out, but nice keep there by Myers. And now they will get this one clear, but it's going to be a length of the ice, and it's going to be an icing. So we'll get another whistle here. 1:29 to go in the second period. Still scoreless at 0-0. Dar, Sullivan, Olsgaard. Puck goes down, comes to Olsgaard. Olsgaard gets it back to Vogelsang. Vogelsang with the shot, gets it low, goes wide of the net, and now it's going to be into the opposite corner. Sullivan trying to protect here and keep this puck in. That one's going to come out. Lekorchik trying to keep possession of it, and we'll get an offsides call. Lekorchik was trying to dance that along the blue line, but I think it just slipped back over. So McInhill going to take this face off. Ori and Thomas are her wings. Vogelsang and Lekorchik still here on D. Puck goes down. Comes to Lekorchik. Lekorchik to the opposite blue line. She's going to chuck that one into the zone. Jacket's going to spread out. Goes around behind the back of the net. Wildcats trying to get this one clear. Lekorchik dropping low on the boards, trying to get it to the middle, and that one is going to be cleared out by the Wildcats and go the length, and we'll get another icing call. .5 seconds to go in the second period. McInhill going to take this face off again. Puck goes down, tied up right there at the face-off circle. A couple of players down as well. Puck goes into the corner now, and McInhill is going to take a hit. Jacket's going to have an upcoming penalty here, pulling the goaltender, but Wildcat's going to get possession of that puck. So Jacket's going to go on the power play here with 42 seconds, so this will carry over halfway into the third period. Jackets with Sullivan, Dar, McInhill, Dowse, and Vogelsang. Puck goes down, slides to Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to get it over to Sullivan. Sullivan picks it up at the top of the blue line, gets it to Dar. Dar trying to get it into McInhill, still tied up underneath. McInhill tries to get the shot, goes into some legs though, and now it's going to be Wildcats exiting the zone. Dar with nice, or Vogelsang with some nice defense there, and that puck is going to go up and out of play. 21 seconds now remaining. Puck down, goes over to Vogelsang, picked up by Dowse. Dowse sends it over to Sullivan. Sullivan going to charge down the ice. Sullivan's got a four-man rush with her. Sullivan going to, little miscommunication runs into McInhill there, and now Jacket's still trying to keep this puck, but cleared out by the Wildcats. Dar picks it up, turns it around, sends it up to Vogelsang, but that will be time expired as the Jackets will go into period number 3 scoreless. .15 minutes remaining, and Dar and Sullivan trying to quickly move that down the ice. Vogelsang with some nice defense. Jacket's gonna put some pressure on to get this score on the board. Sends it over to Dar sends it over to McInhill, and a nice attempt there, but eaten up by the Wildcats goaltender. And we're gonna wholesale line change here for the Jackets. 34 seconds remaining on the power play here. Jacket's gonna have Flaherty, Ori, Svensson, Myers, and Gutschall out here. Puck goes down, Wildcats pick it up behind their own net. Send it up the sideboards. Myers drops low to try to keep this. Myers comes away from the boards with it, trying to get it to the front, defended and knocked off the stick, but Jacket still trying to apply pressure here. In the corner is Ori along with Flaherty. Flaherty gets it out, but comes into the body of Myers. Myers turns it around, gets a shot, and into the glove of the Wildcats goaltender. .25 to go, 13 seconds remaining in the penalty, or the power play. Puck goes down, gets it over to the corner, picked up by Myers. Myers sends it over to Gutschall. Gutschall sends it in low, tipped, and covered by the goaltender. Jacket's gonna change out their back to a more standard line off of some specialty lines, and kind of Dar, Sullivan, Olsgaard, Gutschall, and Douse out here. 6 seconds remaining. Get it over to Sullivan. Sullivan sends it up to Douse. Douse gets a nice hard shot, but into some bodies. Back at full strength are the Wildcats. Douse sending it over to Olsgaard. Olsgaard up to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to hang on. Sullivan gets it across the blue line, but knocked off the stick, but Douse in to keep it there, and now it's going to be into the corner. Sullivan sends it up to Gutschall. Gutschall trying to get a stick on it, trying to chip that, just chip it down and lower as she is defended. Sullivan and Dar both have it pinned on the boards now, along with Gutschall. Still just trying to dig this one free, and that one's going to slide in. Sullivan going to give chase. Wildcats send that one hard around the boards, and they're going to go ahead and ice it, and we'll get it back into the offensive zone here. 13:29 to go in the third. Snake eyes all around. So Flaherty, Svensson, Clark, Vogelsang, and Lekorchik out here. Puck goes down, goes over to the Clark side. Clark picks it up, trying to chuck it into the middle, gets it to Svensson. Svensson shot, and just beautifully sent right through the defender's legs, and now, but eaten up by the goaltender as Svensson was able to get a nice turnaround shot on that. Thought that might go 5-hole. Puck down to Flaherty again. Svensson trying to muscle her way through. Wildcats coming down across the blue line, trying to attack. Vogelsang breaks up the first attack. Shot! Oh my goodness! Shorman sent one aside, and then Lekorchik able to clear it out, and now Jacket's still battling behind the net. Flaherty sends it over to Vogelsang. Vogelsang up to Clark. Clark skipping through, and now it's going to be Svensson trying to attack here. Wildcats turning around. Ori trying to collect and send that one in. Comes off the stick of Myers, and now Myers going to give chase into Jackets territory. Myers hits the brakes, trying to send it up to Thomas. Thomas trying to get it over to McInhill. She does. McInhill now exits the zone. She's got Ori ahead of her. McInhill across the line, takes a shot, goes wide of the net, and now it's going to be Thomas, or trying to get it to the middle with speed. That one's going to come out of the zone. It's going to be a hand up, but it doesn't look like it's going to have enough to ice, as Myers does get there first. Myers trying to send that one up to Thomas. Thomas able to clear that out of the zone, gets it over to Ori. Ori's going to have McInhill with her. Ori trying to hit the brakes, looking for some options, and trying to send it back to McInhill, but can't quite make contact here. Now we're going to have another penalty as McInhill and a Wildcats player make contact, and now we will So McInhill will head to the box. And Jackets are going to go on another penalty kill here. Looks like the call was interference. I'm not sure. I didn't see exactly what happened here. 11:48 to go in the third. Puck's down. Wildcats trying to send it to the front. Sticked aside by Shorman. Picked up by Douse. Douse sending it over to Gutschall. Gutschall gets a hold of it. Trying to send it up to Dar. Dar up to Sullivan. And that's out into neutral territory. D-to-D pass by the Wildcats. Since the Wildcats try to send this one forward again. Defended by Dar and able to get it out clear once more. Gutschall now able to get that one off the stick, and Sullivan gets it up to Dar. Dar going to try to make an offensive pressure here. Looking for a shorty as Jackets playing it dangerously on this PK. And now we'll have another more contact here as Jackets seem to forget they are a man down. Lukorczyk now racing into the corner as the Wildcats try to get some offensive pressure on their own power play. Vogelsang behind the back of the Jackets net, trying to send this one around, and Wildcats regrouping at the blue line. Almost snuck out by Dar. Puck is now bouncing into the corner. Sent to the front. Lukorczyk gets a stick on it, and now Dar gonna go ahead and ice that one the length. And we will have only 12 seconds remaining on this penalty. 10:29 to play in the first. 0-0. Flaherty takes the face-off, gets it down. Mullet is going to pick it up and take it back behind the net. Mullet looking for options, gets it up to Clark. Clark trying to get that one through. She's able to get that through, and it doesn't look like it's going to have enough to ice. Flaherty going to go down on the forecheck. Flaherty trying to get possession into the into the Wildcat zone. Myers and Clark stuck there on the boards. That puck is going to pop out, but there we go. Comes out to the stick of Mullet. Mullet over to Myers. Myers trying to get that up to Clark, but that is going to go all the way for an icing call. I think I need to bring my noise-canceling headphones to the next game. Everybody is very chippy, and I am very nosy. So I just keep trying to listen to people, and I forget what I'm doing. So I need some earmuffs, I think. Puck goes down to Flaherty. Svensson going to give chase. Trying to send it over to Clark. Gets over to Douse. Douse is able to keep it in. Wildcats trying to pop a cherry picker out, so Jackets try to be careful here. Comes up to the side of Gutschall. Gutschall can't quite keep it at the line. Racing back is Douse and Gutschall together. Gutschall sends it back to Flaherty. Flaherty gonna try to get this one in. Puck props free again off the stick of Flaherty, and now gonna be sent down. Lukorczyk is gonna be back to collect, trying to send it over to Gutschall, but not quite, as that one's gonna come to the middle, dangerous, and Jackets trying to get some pressure here. Svensson able to send that one free. She's going to race for it, and look at a whistle as Svensson goes in behind the net, and we're going to get some fighting here. Svensson is going to the box for that contact there, I think, in front of the net. And so Jackets not making it easy on themselves here. Killing off another minute and a half. So minute and 30 seconds. 9:08 to go in the first period. Jackets trying to gain some focus here and Well, if I thought it was chippy before, I was wrong. This is chippy now. Puck down, picked up by the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to get this back to the blue liner, but nicely played by Ori as she's able to chuck that one out. McEnhill going to give chase, not enough to ice. McEnhill going to try to get this one pinned. Wildcats pick it up behind their own net. And looking for an option. Try to get this one up. Likorchik not able to keep this one in the zone, and Vogelsang going to be back to collect it. Vogelsang sends that one up the boards and out of the zone, and Wildcats collect again in neutral ice. Wildcats try to send this one out, and that goes out of play and then back into play. I think it rolled off of off of Bramante on the bench, and we will get a neutral ice face-off here. Oh, apparently we will get a neutral ice. Okay, yes we will. Okay, neutral ice face-off. 8:34 to play. 56 seconds remaining in the penalty. Puck goes down to Dar. D to D pass by the Wildcats. Wildcats trying to spread things out. Wildcats get that into the zone. Vogelsang's, though, going to be the one to pick it up. And Vogelsang gets a nice lift on that and able to send that one just trickling down. Sullivan going to try to pin this one in. Sullivan gets a stick on it, but Wildcats able to clear this out. They've got a two-man rush here. Send one toward the net. Sent aside by Shorman. And now Wildcats trying to get this one to the front. Send a pass. Puck loose. Gets cleared, but up to the top of the circle. Shot goes into the legs of Sullivan. Now it's going to be Myers into the corner, and that's going to pop up into the netting. So we will get another whistle. 7:59 to play. 21 seconds remaining on the penalty. Puck goes down to Flaherty. Picked up by Myers. Myers is around the back of the Jackets net. Looking for her option. She's got Clark on the sideboard. She's able to clear that out. Wildcats pick it up in neutral ice. Clark going to go on the forecheck. Wildcats sending that one up to the opposite side and trying to get this one toward the middle. Jackets defending well, but get a shot toward the net. Sent aside by Shorman. And now it's going to be into the corner. Jackets back at full strength. Svensson in there to the pile to try to dig this one out. Svensson comes away with it, trying to get this one free. Svensson still fighting for it. Puck comes to the middle, defended, and Svensson's going to be the one to pick it up on the sideboard. Svensson sends it up to Clark. Clark is going to cross the blue line, tries to drop it for Svensson. Svensson with a shot, goes into the stick of the defender, and now Svensson again with a quick one, and we'll get a cover here on that as Svensson trying to send one in off the sideboards, almost able to get it through. .706 now in the last period. McEnhill, Thomas, Ori, Gutschall, and Douse out here to try to put one in here for the Jackets. Puck goes down to McEnhill. McEnhill drops it for Thomas. Thomas sends one to the front. Ori now trying to grab this puck, and that's going to pop up to Douse. Douse drops low on the boards to keep this one in deep, and now Wildcats going to try to spread it out to the opposite side. Gutschall going to drop in now, try to keep this one in. Gutschall with a nice stick move there to keep that one in. And now it's going to be back up to Douse. Douse with an option, trying to get a shot off. Picked up now by Ori. Ori going to just dump it around the boards as Thomas now in the corner. Trying to pick this one back up. Thomas to McEnhill. Picked up again by Wildcats. Wildcats with a stretch pass. Gutschall able to make contact, but had a lingerer in the zone, and we'll get an offsides there as that knocks the puck in. So 6:20 to play now. Dar, Olsgaard, Sullivan, Likorchik, and Vogelsang. Sullivan going to try to muscle her way in, trying to send that one over quickly to Olsgaard. Slips to the sideboards, and now it's going to be Sullivan in the corner. She's got Dar out there with her, trying to get... Picked up again by Dar. Dar sends it, or Olsgaard sends it to the front to Sullivan, almost able to get that one to go, but now it's going to be picked up by Windsor again. Windsor coming down with speed through the neutral zone. Windsor trying to play it past the defender, and it's going to go up to Likorchik, or I mean to Vogelsang. Vogelsang puts on the brakes, sending it over to Sullivan. Sullivan trying to pop it off the wall, but it comes to the stick of one of the Wildcats players. And we're getting lots of hits here. And looks like Wildcats are going to go to the box now for a hit on Lekorchik, and Jackets are going to get their own power play. So 5 more minutes of this and we all get to be done. So everybody can go home, you know, maybe nobody got their morning coffee. Maybe everyone just got up before the Starbucks got up. Puck goes down. Picked up by the Wildcats. Wildcats going to try to exit the zone with speed. They're through neutral ice. Wildcats into the corner. Myers makes some nice contact there to knock that puck free. Going to go over to the Gutschall side. Gutschall sending it up to Ori. Ori getting held. And now Svensson sends that one up to Flaherty. Flaherty going to take it across the line. Flaherty looking for her options. She's got Svensson, but Svensson gets shoved from behind and goes down. Now it's going to be picked up by Myers in the corner. Myers over to Svensson. Svensson got Flaherty again in the middle. She gets it over to Myers. Myers pops it in the air. Svensson trying to pick it back up. And that one's going to slide out of the zone. It's going to be Gutschall back to pick it up. She's got a hard attacker on her. She gets a nice pass over to Ori, but Ori not able to quite control him. Now back over to Svensson, but Jackets are going to go ahead and change out a couple. Picked up by Flaherty. Flaherty trying to get that one free. Gets held up a little bit. Jackets get it up to Douse. Douse trying to get it up to Svensson, but Wildcats send that one back in. 17 seconds remaining on the Jackets power play. Douse hits the brakes, sends it up to Sullivan. Sullivan over to Vogelsang, and Vogelsang's going to try to be off to the races here. Vogelsang gets up to the front of the net, tries to get it into McInhill. McInhill can't quite control. Vogelsang picks it back up, sends it to Douse, but Douse past the blue line, gonna have to regroup and neutralize. She's got one riding her back. Gets it knocked off the stick, but Douse able to recover. Sends it up the boards to Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to pull that off. She gets it over to Dar. Dar trying to get that to Sullivan. Bouncing puck is gonna go to McInhill. McInhill drops it to Sullivan. Sullivan hits the brakes at the blue line, trying to get it to Vogelsang, but intercepted, and now it's going to come to the blue, neutral zone. Myers trying to hold it up, but she gets pickpocketed, and now it's going to be onto the stick of Dar. Dar up to Sullivan. Sullivan and Dar are going to try to enter this zone again. And that's going to pop free to the stick of Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to play with it until we get some options. Trying to send this one over to Dar. Jackets need some offensive pressure here. As Wildcats send this one into the Jackets zone. Mullet gives chase. Mullet sending it over to Clark. Clark trying to pop it to the middle. Comes free. Flaherty able to get that one out, but a little long, and now Wildcats turn it back around. They get it to the blue line and chuck it in deep. Flaherty picks it up, sends it to Gutschall. Gutschall trying to send that one up to Clark again. Flaherty. Jackets struggling to maintain possession in this neutral ice here, and Wildcats once again with the possession. Wildcats trying to send a long stretch pass up. Gutschall and Douse back to defend, and that puck is going to go in toward the net. Douse gives it a whack over towards Svensson. Svensson looking for Flaherty, but dangerous, and gets broken up. Can't quite get a shot off, though. And now Gutschall gets toward Svensson. Puck comes free, but not quite enough, and we'll get an offsides call there on the Wildcats. 2:16 now to play. Puck goes down, picked up by Lekorchik. Lekorchik trying to get that one up to Sullivan. She gets it to Dar. Dar and Sullivan going to be off to the races. One man to beat. Gets it over to Sullivan. Oh, can't quite get it to Sullivan. Intercepted. Vogelsang now going to try to drop low, but it's going to be a 2-on-1 here for Lekorchik. Lekorchik shot goes up above the net, and another shot comes in and shoved aside by Shorman. Puck still loose, and it's going to be Lakorchik now picking it up, sending it up to Sullivan. Comes for the blue line, though. Blue liner sends one in chip shot. Doesn't quite make it to the net. Trying to centering pass again, defended by Lakorchik, and that's going to pop to the Vogelsang. Vogelsang trying to exit with McInhill. McInhill gets stuck, caught up at the blue line, trying to dig that puck free, and that is going to pass the blue line into neutral ice. Wildcats try to send that one back in. Vogelsang back to retrieve. 1:23 to play in the third period. Vogelsang picks it up, sending it up to Ori. Ori trying to get that all the way over to Sullivan, but gets caught on his stick, and now it's going to be Ori again. Ori looking for her options. Taking a bit time sent in by the Wildcats from the side, but doesn't hit the net, and now it's going to be Ori again on the boards, trying to get this one out. She gets Dar. Dar gets Sullivan. Sullivan trying to beat one man, gets it knocked off the stick, and now she gets it back to Ori. Ori goes down. We're going to get another penalty upcoming as Jackets trying to dig this puck off the boards. Can't quite come away with it. Myers gets in and she scores! Jackets score with 41 seconds remaining on a delayed penalty. Hadn't quite got the sixth skater on yet. They had pulled the goalie, and Myers makes it a 1-0 game. Myers dropping low, almost at the edge of the crease there to score that one. 41 seconds remaining here. Jackets trying to hold on to this continuous lead. Puck goes down. Flaherty sends it up to the defender. And that one's going to go behind the Jackets net. Myers there to defend, trying to get it over to Svensson. Svensson trying to dig this out. And it's going to come around to the opposite side, onto Ori, up to Ori on the boards, trying to get this one out to Svensson. Svensson now going to get it past the red line, and she's going to chuck that in, but it's going to be up and out of play. 16 seconds remaining now here in the third. Puck goes down, back to Gutschall. Gutschall gonna send that one chucked in. 12 seconds remaining. Jackets got 7 seconds remaining, trying to keep this one free. Gonna slide the link, 3 seconds remaining, picked up by Ori. And the Jackets are gonna win it in a nail-biter. Last minute goal by Natalie Myers seals the deal for a regular time, or a standard victory here for the Jackets. Exciting start to the Detroit tournament. We'll be back at 2:30 versus the Sioux, right? South Ontario something. Nope, Brampton. See, well, they changed everything. Canadettes, the Brampton Canadettes, 15U. It's coming to you live at 2:30 p.m.